Hello everyone. Welcome back to Resident Evil 7. We are going to start playing the DLC. So we're going to start with Not a Hero. Not a Hero was a free add-on for the game, so everybody got to do this. I don't know Not a Hero very well. I guess I don't want to talk about this the whole video, so I'll just get it out of the way. I don't really like what Not a Hero does. It's a little bit more action-y, which is okay as a supplement. But it highlights certain issues with the main game. I think chiefly, probably the biggest issue with the main game, which I didn't really address in my post-mortem, so to speak, at the end of the last video, was lack of enemy variety, and it doesn't really do a lot to fix that. It tries a little. It adds a few things, but I think that the issue with trying to make an action game out of Resident Evil 7 was that it just wasn't built for it, and what they do to try to fix it in the DLC I don't think really does enough. But, there is a lot to admire about it. There's some other things that I take issue with, which we'll maybe talk about when we get to the end of the DLC, or when we get to the relevant parts. But, I do think that there's some admirable things, because it is actually kind of an ambitious DLC. It's semi-non-linear, or has... It has an interesting structure. It's certainly not lazy. It's not tacked on. I think that there's some cool stuff. So I don't know. I shouldn't criticize it too much. As said, though, I don't know the DLC that well. I watched somebody play this years ago. When the game first came out, I watched one playthrough of it. And other than that, I don't know much. For the sake of it, there is technically a continue. I started recording some of it, but I was having more issues, as one would expect, because my Resident Evil 7 playthrough has had a lot of recording issues. The biggest issue being that most of the DLC takes place in the salt mines, which are super blown out for me visually, and there's some more stuff they do on screen in the DLC that will continue to be a problem potentially. So I started a game just to test it out a little bit, but I didn't really play that long. So we're gonna record now for real, and we'll just play it on easy again, just to match the main game, and because of some of the on-screen issues that I might be having, I might kind of need it on easy. So here we go. Operation Lurking Fear. Chris Redfield is a high-profile BSAA member who has resolved... Oh, well... Never mind, I guess. I don't get to read the bit.
Is it ready? Can we begin? I can't help it, man. We've got work to do.
Did we lose him?
No. Ethan Winters has been secured. He's alive and well, considering.
And Lucas Baker? Right now, he's our only link to the connections.
He's next on my list. All right, I'm in the mine.
Signal strong. You're coming through loud and clear, Chris. We didn't get much from the first unit before we lost contact. But apparently Lucas turned the mine into his own personal hideout.
How many men did we lose?
3 of our best. Their last transmission was near a lab that should be just ahead. I'm going to need you to check it out.
Got it.
Okay, before we go into the mine, let's check out. So we have a cool tack knife. We have the Samurai Edge, Albert Wesker Model 01, and Albert Wesker Model handgun designed for the sole purpose of eliminating bioweapons. Packs a punch. Thor's Hammer, Albert Wesker Model 02, and Albert Wesker Model shotgun designed for the sole purpose of eliminating bioweapons. Semi-auto and packs a punch. Grenade, general purpose hand grenade. The explosion is strong enough to knock down multiple enemies in one go. We got some med injectors, we got some ammo, and now we got some documents we're gonna take a peek at. So, briefing document from Umbrella. Operation Lurking Fear. Primary mission, extract Lucas Baker. Location, Dulvey, Louisiana, USA. Baker Estate. Threat profile. Molded, alpha variant, others. Anti-personnel traps, lethal and non. Notes, due to the lack of intelligence and the number of unknown factors involved, Chris Redfield of the BSAA will act as a bioweapons specialist on missions. Location update. Recent intel has confirmed that Lucas Baker is holed up in the mines near the Baker Estate. Profile, Lucas Baker. Suspected associate of criminal organization, The Connections. Role unconfirmed. Holds vital intel regarding said organization. Profile, The Connections. Criminal organization producing bioweapons for sale on the international black market. Limited intel on size, market share, and members. They are the prime suspects implicated in the production and distribution of the E-Series bioweapon. E-Series model Evelyn is present and active at the Baker Estate. Lucas Baker seems to be monitoring her and reporting on her activities. Okay, so there's a little bit about The Connections, who I mentioned briefly as being Mia's employer. We got a letter regarding Umbrella's goals. For many of you, this is your first mission with us, so we wanted to make it clear what Umbrella is all about. Though many of our staff hail from the infamous pharmaceutical giant Umbrella, our purpose is to make amends for the atrocities perpetrated under the Umbrella name. That is why we reincorporated as a PMC in 2007. So that's a private military corporation. It's kind of funny that that's their solution, is to become basically a mercenary army. We will put a stop to not only anyone who is engineering or selling bioweapons, but those who support those efforts as well. We made a mess and now we have to clean it up. By keeping the Umbrella name, we show that we take responsibility for the mess, and we want you to remember that. You carry this responsibility with you in every mission. I think that's kind of a weird explanation. I don't know if... I don't know. I think Umbrella... I apologize for the meta analysis, but I think it's just that, Umbrella is so iconic to the series, for so many reasons, that Capcom maybe just didn't want to let go of Umbrella and wanted to make sure it was in the games in some capacity. It's kind of like that shonen thing where it's once you have a popular character in a shonen anime, you have to... Oh. That was my controller vibrating. So I just unplugged my controller because it would keep vibrating. Sorry about that, everybody. That spooked me. So Chris can punch these guys, which is very funny to me. It's almost like they're leaning into the boulder punch thing from RE5. It's pretty high damage too. You could see I got the head burst on the one guy. Was there anything this way first? No, blocked. So it's pretty high damage. This gun is pretty high damage too, at least from my test footage. I think it is.
The lab is just ahead.
Any idea what Lucas is up to down here?
We're still analyzing the data, but it looks like he's been running experiments with an E-type mutamycete.
Let's hope those men haven't become a part of those experiments.
So I do think it's kind of cool that it reuses the quarry I guess not quarry, the mine setting from the original game. Because it's actually a pretty beautifully designed area. I think it's a little bit unoriginal, and it's kind of like cliche to have these kinds of industrial spaces in video games, but it is actually beautiful in its own way. And what I remember from the DLC is that there are actually some like strange expansions upon the aesthetics that I think are kind of cool. So here we have that lab again. You all might remember this zone from when we went through with Ethan. Oh, and we got our guys. What's up?
I'm getting you out of here.
Leave me. It's too late.
We're both walking out of here.
I got news for you.
What?
That's not gonna happen. Oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Now, you can try and take that off all you want, but I'd advise against. My hand might slip and...
Lucas!
No! Oops. Now, here's the deal, Chris. You don't follow me, and I don't bounce your head off the ceiling. Oh, the same goes for your little soldier brains, too. Adios. Muchachos.
Fuck.
I'm picking up airborne spores. It's the E-type mutamycete. Your mask will switch automatically to rebreather mode. Keep an eye on your oxygen tank to be safe.
So, for the sake of it, one of the issues that I found when I was recording some test footage is that,
Your oxygen tank is at 50%.
yeah. When I'm in that
Looks like you're clear
kind of
any
zone,
contamination.
my screen is
You should head
basically
back and get that bomb on your arm
whited out. Like, I
There's
can
no
barely
time.
see
I don't want to give
anything.
that asshole a head start.
Yeah.
Understood. Just be careful.
Sorry, I didn't mean to speak over them, but also they're not saying anything interesting. They're just saying he's going to chase after them. So this is the direction Ethan would go. This is a door that I actually checked as Ethan, and we couldn't go through, but funnily enough, they do actually let us go through here. But yeah, when I get some of these screen effects... I really can't see almost anything at all. Deeper into the mine we go.
Chris, we finished analyzing the data we intercepted from Lucas. It's like we thought. The son of a bitch has been sending status reports on Evie to the connections. Find him and bring him in. We can't let this happen again.
Are you sure you just don't want to recruit him?
Chris, we've been over this.
Maybe the BSAA is convinced. If they weren't, I wouldn't be here. But working with Umbrella is going to take some getting used to on my part.
I know it must be difficult, and to tell the truth, a lot of our members have been with us since even before we reincorporated as a PMC. About all that's left now is the name. Let's just focus on the mission, and maybe we can continue this conversation when you get back, okay?
Sure, whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing that they set up here with Umbrella. It's like, as I said, shonen thing where it's like the villain who gets popular enough, they have to find a way to get him on your team. Like, I'm honestly kind of surprised that they never did that for like Albert Wesker, because he's such a beloved character. Like, it seems like the kind of thing that they would do where Wesker suddenly is a good guy or something. I think the MCU is going to do that with Loki. Like, I had heard at one point that there was going to be like a Loki TV series where he was more of a hero. So we have another situation with coins. Did we already find one? Actually, I can't remember. No. Okay. Grenade. Thank you. So this is actually kind of an interesting zone. This is going to be our main hub, and there's a few different directions that you can kind of like poke your way into, and we're looking for keys because this clown switch that he set up has a key turn on it. So let's take a peek what directions we have to go in. Night vision device required. So yeah, let me back out. So this is the other thing that is kind of cool and kind of ambitious about the DLC, is that it's pseudo non-linear. I think you can hypothetically take it in multiple orders, but they sort of they have these different upgrades, some of which hard lock you out of certain paths, but others are kind of like free to play with, I think. And there's night vision, there's a filter for the mask.
You okay in there?
Redfield?
Don't worry. I'm gonna find a key to this thing and get you out of there.
I shouldn't shoot him. Yeah, no key. Okay, so we gotta get a key. But yeah, the idea is we'll pick up upgrades over time that give us different options. I'm not 100% sure, but I think you can maybe take them in different directions. Or like take things in slightly different orders, like not dramatically. I think that there's certain paths that are completely locked, but maybe you have 2 options to start, and which one of those changes what your second and third options are. Something like that. I said I don't know the DLC super well, but it never was that compelling for me to watch, just because I don't think it's like that interesting conceptually, I guess. I mean, I guess it is. Like there's some cool stuff to it, but it is kind of like a big aspect of it is that it's a shooting gallery. Maybe not shooting gallery, that's maybe a little hyperbolic. But there's a lot more combat. And a lot of it is just really exacerbating this issue with that, like, you fight the same few types of molded over and over again. They introduce a few, like, molded variants, but they're kind of just not literally, but kind of like they're almost kind of like variants on the main type, where like we'll see. We'll have one introduced soon enough, I'm sure. Oh, another one of you. Hello. Is that enough to kill you? Yes. Key. Oh.
Shit.
Okay. Well. Okay, we need a crank. Clown door, we need a different key for that, I'm sure. I saw that surprisingly well, specifically because of the lighting. There's actually, when I was recording my test footage, I poked my head into that night vision area that we started in. What's funny is that because my screen is so blown out, I actually can see in the night vision area with like no difficulty at all. So, I don't know, maybe that's a cheat on my part. But I thought it was actually kind of funny that, like, this thing that's not exactly plagued me, but has made parts of this, like, a little too washed out. Ironically, the part where you're not supposed to see, I can see just fine. Oh. Hello. I'm sure as soon as we turn the crank, more enemies are going to show up, or maybe they're even going to show up while I'm turning the crank. Because, oh, no. that's just very video gamey.
This ought to do it.
Yup. I think... Yeah. So...
Please tell me what I'm looking at.
I have no idea.
Ow.
Something new.
You bumped into
Exercise
me.
extreme caution.
Just gonna... Thank you. I believe this... Yeah. When I see him smoking like that, yeah, he's the type that I mentioned. The variant. Ow. Bumped into me again. Okay, time to run. That might have interrupted... being bumped by him might have interrupted the dialogue, but basically these guys can't be harmed by practical means. Like, they regen too fast. Might as well. Clear up an inventory slot, and if I took any damage from him bumping into me, get that out of the way. You have to shoot them with a special type of ammo to stop their regen from happening. And I believe that she was explaining that to me when the thing got interrupted. Hello.
Everything's all right now.
That's just what he wants you to think. I'm just the bait, and you fell for it.
Well, you could have told me that before I came in here.
Shit!
Take the filter. On my mask. Hurry.
But you'll die!
I'm dead either way.
That's right, Chris. Just watch and learn.
Lucas! No!
Gross. Give me. So I don't die.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Lucas.
So, thank you. So I can now breathe in the danger zones. It's really hard for me to see in here now. You could have told me that that was going to happen, or that you were bait before I came in here. And also, the first guy who died, who Lucas blew his head up with the Battle Royale style thing, that guy also could have told me that that was Lucas with him.
I can't wait to get my hands on that asshole.
Just remember we need him alive, Chris.
I'm going to save this real quick.
Yeah.
I'm just going to save on top of my footage file, because I don't need it anymore. Steroids. I feel like my weapons in this mode reload so fast, I'd rather get the steroids just as a healing option. So I still don't have the night vision. It's bright enough in here that I can see without night vision. But I believe there are bombs in here that are, what are they called? They have like infrared lasers. So I would take a bunch of damage if I passed through that room. That I also tried that in my test footage. It was weird because I kept thinking to myself, like, am I just missing the tripwires in spite of being able to see in the dark perfectly well? But no. Now, I think this is the area that I best remember from watching the playthrough a few years ago. It's very catacombsy, kind of. which is, you know, certainly a classic kind of horror movie motif. I don't have as much to say in terms of commentary about the section. I guess you could... I could try to expand a dialogue about how, oh, so we have another clown door. No key, though. I could try to expand a dialogue about how, like, zombie movies shifted towards action or something, but... I don't know. It's... locked. I don't have that much to say about it, I guess. I mean, like... I guess that's just a quick... that's another one of those variant ones. You can tell because he's kind of like smoking. Oh yeah, and he has weird... He's kind of lanky. He reminds me of all strange things, Lanky Kong from... Nope, those aren't the types of crates with items in them, I guess. His proportions remind me of Lanky Kong from Donkey Kong 64. He's got kind of a big belly and then like long, skinny limbs. Okay, well, keep running from him because I can't fight him until I have the special weapon thing. Anti-coin, thank you. Stuff, more stuff. Can't go that way. There's another one of those guys. Time to run until I have special weapon. I mean, action move, like zombie movies shifted to action, I think, just because it was convenient, and I think people in general like action more than they like horror. I'm just gonna keep running. You look good. Closed door. Yeah, okay. This is one of the sections I tested also last night, so I did get a little bit further in than I initially indicated. This is kind of where I stopped. I quit after this room, so I didn't want to spoil too much for myself since I knew that I would have to like adjust some of my settings. Night vision device, cool. So now we can do that room without cheating. Night vision device. This device adds night vision functionality to the Umbrella HMD system. The device uses image intensification to help the user see better in low light environments. It also helps the user to see light rays not visible to the naked eye, such as infrared beams. Okay, cool. That's actually exactly what I needed. An injector, thank you. Anti-regen ammo.
Those ramrods should allow you to take down the new white mold variants.
Yep, anti-regen ammo, ramrods. These rapid-acting mycetotoxic rounds, or ramrods for short, have been developed specifically for combat against fungus-based bioweapons. The bullets excrete a toxin on impact that not only rapidly destroys fungal cell membranes, but also prevents regeneration of lost tissue. One shot will allow for normal methods of attack to gain effect thereafter. So basically we have to use this to sort of like strip armor, essentially. That's not what it is literally, but you know, like I essentially can't kill the enemy until I've used this particular weapon to make them vulnerable to me. I think we probably need to switch ammo types to do that. Yes. Once again, my screen is very white. Yeah, I guess the shift to action in zombie movies, though, is... What's that noise mean? One. Oh, an injector. And a hole. Is there a ladder? Not so much. Alright. So we got splattered paint. We got some controls. Let's turn them all on. I don't know if that's... Let's see. We're in a sewer. Really hard, sorry. Up, down, up. Okay. Well, that explains that right off the bat. Thank you for showing it to me sooner rather than later. Hopefully that's not like inverted, or hopefully I'm not misinterpreting what they consider to be up and down. I don't want to have to like do that slow ass animation. Nope, nope, that works. Oh. Ah, 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 ah. Head crabs. Welcome to Half-Life, everybody.
Great. More incoming.
Head crab. Go away, head crab. Gonna get in here. Bye. Go away. Shift to action is just, I think, an appeal to popularity. I think that people really, you know, people enjoy action movies. Not a lot of people enjoy being scared. So, you know, it certainly makes sense that they would go this way. There's also maybe something kind of... Oh, more ramrods. Thank you. I think there was also something maybe like in the wake of the Iraq War that like zombies kind of became this... I don't know. Stand-in that was convenient for, you know... This conflict. Oh, you're dead. Cool. Shotgun ammo, thank you. It's really hard for me to see, so I might walk through this area. Is that a gun? Yeah, it's a gun. I was gonna try to shoot it, and then it started trying to shoot me, so... That's not reacting, like, at all, so... Stealth? Okay. Okay. Oh, hello. Very Half-Life indeed. Yeah, this whole sequence is like exactly out of Half-Life. We got head crabs, we got some infrared drones. Where's my gravity gun? Really hard to see those guns though because of the contrast, so let's try to be careful. I don't know how much damage they do, but I feel like it's going to be a lot. I mean, we're on easy, so they probably won't do that much, but like... This is kind of a long sequence. Also, you ain't slick, video game. I see those 3 lights right there. Is that my way out? It is my way out. That's a problem. And low we go. Ah. Well, that's a problem. Can I... Yes, I can. Okay. I think that worked. I don't see lights anymore. Okay. Is that a guy that I heard also? I can't see through all the white. This looks clear. No more guns, hopefully. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Zombies, like the fast-running zombies, I think kind of became this like weird, gross allegory for people of color. Especially when you look at something like Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. Mines, though. Mines and quarries. They got some good horror chops to them. Not like dramatically so, but there's quite a few of them. Like My Bloody Valentine, which is like a pretty fun slasher movie that kind of came out right at the start of the slasher genre. That one takes place entirely in a mine. It's actually kind of bizarre because it's like a holiday-themed slasher movie, which is obviously like a pretty common thing, because you get like Black Christmas, Friday the 13th to a certain degree. Is that? Maybe I should have... you know what, I'm just going to take it. Friday the 13th is kind of that. You get Halloween, obviously. That's like probably the best of all of them. Thanksgiving, as sort of like a modern take on the genre. I can't remember if I already saved or not, so... We're going to try to do this all in one sitting, everybody, because it's not a super long DLC. It's a admirable length. I think it's going to take us about like an hour playing on easy. It is officially harder to see with the night vision on. Ammo is good. So yeah, there were a ton of these holiday-themed slasher movies, and My Bloody Valentine is a Valentine's Day themed one. And what's very funny and strange about it, I don't have a lockpick. What's funny and strange about it is that there's this recurrent theme of the town mine, basically. And like the villain is miner themed, and he like kills people with a pickaxe. But like the relationship between mines and Valentine's, like other than it being a rhyme, I don't really get what he was. I don't get the point. I don't get like... Like the theme doesn't really make sense. Like if he was like Cupid arrows themed, like if he was killing people with a bow and arrow. Ow! I didn't see that one. If he was killing people with a bow and arrow, I would get that a little bit better. Or if he was like a surgeon, because you get like a heart surgery thing. You know, all of those kind of would make sense to me, but the Okay. I said, mine equals Valentine's Day. I don't totally get. It's a good one though. It's kind of fun. It's a weird movie, but I kind of enjoy it too. Oh yeah. Wait, did I do that as Ethan or? Oh, ah. I can't remember if I did that as Ethan or if I did that on my the footage recording for this. But yeah, you could push those, and that does You can kill a couple guys downhill from you at one point doing that. Maybe that was as Ethan. Oh, locked from the other side. Okay, so we got like a Skyrim, this dungeon wraps around on itself thing. Ooh. Okay. Well, we have this. It's like that game of cars, where you have to push them around to free paths for each other, and each one has its own set of options. So this we want to do first, I think, to break through that. That frees a guy. Is he dead? Maybe. Yes. They take a while to die. That I can't do yet. Oh no, that is what I have to do. I move this one, then that one, and that lets me break through. Okay, here we go. The mines also always make me think of Romero's Day of the Dead. Which I think that maybe was originally a quarry, not a mine. But for anyone who hasn't seen it, it takes place, it is technically, in the story, it is a military base that has occupied what was formerly a mine. Will you not let me push this one? Let me push. Why can't I push? Oh, I guess I could just push it out of the room. But that blocks my exit. That's not good. But yeah, it's about scientists and military researchers who are holed up together in this like former mine that Romero found, and it was actually formerly a quarry, I believe. But like the aesthetics of it are pretty important. Oh. Hello. Oh, med injector, thank you. The aesthetics of the space are pretty important and like pretty peculiar. Like it doesn't really look like any other horror movie. Like there's all these weird, really sanitized white cinder block hallways, like painted white cinder block hallways. I mentioned that actually in my main game playthrough when we're walking through the basement initially. I don't see any bombs or anything. Well, what do we got? Save room? Oh, no, wait. This is a clown room, so once again we need a key. Nope. I wonder if we have to go back through all these spaces with clown keys when we get them. I saw you blink a light. I think this is a trap room. But yeah, there's in particular there's this one hallway that has this huge like outcropping of rocks sort of jutting into the hallway, and it was presumably because in this original space that they found it was just like impractical for the original quarry or whatever to might as well. I have too many of them right now. It was like impractical for the quarry presumably to get rid of that particular type of stone or something, so they just built a hallway kind of around it, but sort of let it naturally hang out there. It's a really weird sight. But then there's also this whole sequence with the main woman and one of the guys. The main woman and one of the guys like trapped in this mine zone running around. And it's really big and wide and open, and it's also like in most regards more accurate to a real mine than this, where like the ceilings were really low and the lighting is really gross and bad. I mean, obviously, because this is a video game, they can do whatever they want. I could have sworn I saw that thing blink when I came in here. Oh, it's you. I hate you. Do I have the right type of ammo? No. No? Well, worth trying. Clown key. You feel good about that? You feel good about yourself, guy? You did nothing. You contributed nothing to Lucas's mission. The idea that the molded are still active post-Evie, I think, is kind of weird. I don't totally know if they ever really explained this. Like, the idea that the mold maybe still exists in beings outside of Evie, I kind of get. But I don't understand why the molded, independent of anything else, would... Why they would still be active. Oh. Like I guess like the independent molded. Other than if like maybe Lucas has some capacity to control them. Oh, night vision again. Is this just... I see you. Laser. Do I just have to duck because I can't see the bomb? I guess. You, though. Don't use my special ammo. Day of the Dead is one of my favorite horror films, though. Like, I just rewatched that a couple weeks ago. It was honestly, like, one of the first horror movies that I really, like, fell in love with. Like, Dawn, I think, for the most part, is a better movie, and is the one that I think is kind of like Romero's magnum opus, and the one I would most frequently reference back to, the one that I certainly know the best. Just in case. If there's some scenario where we need to get back out here. No? Oh, it's that side. Just in case.
Hey, you okay? Hang on. I'm coming.
Well, this isn't good. I don't know if this is a reference to anything in particular. I guess it's kind of like that mid-2000s, like... Is it Entrapment, the movie with Sean Connery and Catherine Zeta-Jones? Where she goes through a laser net, and like Ocean's 12 does it too. Gets parodied and Gets Smart also. Thank you. Hello, friend. Are you also dead? Are you also bait and you're not telling me until it's too late?
Ooh, wrong move, Chris, old buddy.
What the?
You could die now, Chris.
Fuck!
Is that abrupt game over? That's a... Huh. That's a weird... Look around and try to find a way to deactivate them first. Okay, so we have to do something to them.
Hey, you okay?
We have to, like, deprive
Hang
them
on.
of power or something,
I'm coming.
probably. Okay, well, that's probably doable. But yeah, I guess moving through laser traps was kind of its whole thing in the 2000s. The idea of the super elaborate traps in general, we already talked a little bit about like Lucas and the Saw movies, like during Lucas's chapter. Yeah, I don't feel like the average person would think to do this before immediately going to the soldier. That feels kind of like a cheap trap. Are we good? Just gonna get my shotgun out again just so I don't accidentally waste good ammo. I'm also gonna check this stuff just in case he tries to blow up the room anyway. Don't leave your comrade. Yeah. Hello, comrade. You're already dead. I already know that, too.
Hey, you still with us?
Yeah, it's you.
Oh, you're not dead.
I was beginning to think we've been left behind.
You're gonna die anyway somehow, huh?
I think we can get out this way.
There's gonna be like a trap behind the door.
Luke is a fucking psycho. Not sure what's worse, him or those things. We gotta get out of here.
Is the door gonna blow up? Nope.
Over here. We can get out. Up through there.
Exploding ladder. Oh,
You
no.
gotta be kidding me. Fuck! Get this thing off of me! No!
Well, that seems unfair.
I don't know about you, Christopher, but I'm getting real tired of playing games.
Well,
3 men, Lucas. 3 of my men dead because of you. This ends, and it ends now.
Well, I don't think so. It's about to be 4 dead soldiers in a minute. You're going to fail, then you are going to die.
Okay, we got a situation here.
We're
Okay.
on it, Chris. Head back to the central cavern and wait for further instructions.
Don't let me down.
so we got 10 minutes. Are there gonna be guys? Yeah. Of course there are. Don't go straight. Probably gonna be guys in here too, huh?
Chris, good news. Our video logs from the first unit show canisters of liquid nitrogen nearby. You might be able to deactivate the bomb by freezing it.
Where are the canisters?
The storage space in the mining work area. Go through the red shutter door.
I think that's this one. It's a little hard to tell. Oh, I gotta stop reloading. This thing has so much more ammo than a regular shotgun. In here? Is it this? Is this the cold room? Or do I have to go to the clown room? I really do like Lucas's character, though. That this like obsession with games or whatever is kind of like funny and I think really well characterized, actually. This idea that he sort of enjoys manipulating people, but it's so selfish. It's so on his own terms. Oh, right. G. Right. There's another one in here, right? More of them, actually. Okay, clown door, clown door, clown door, clown door, clown door. Hello. Clown key. More grenades. Nope. Other weapon. Thank you. Cold room. Maybe? No. What's in here? More ramrods, hopefully? Shotgun. That's okay. Might as well. Oh, more ramrods, thank you.
Liquid nitrogen is just beyond that room.
It's gotta be a boss arena or something. Saw an F. I hear somebody. Oh. Oh. You regain your stuff. Or am I wrong? Ow. Big guy knocks me down. Oh, that's what it was. More ammo. Okay. Ramrod bullet. Are you dead now? You seem like it. Maybe that's just phase 2. I said, I don't know this game that well. Let's get around here real quick. I'm still not great at inventorying. Ow. Is there a puzzle I'm supposed to be completing? Like some Resident Evil bosses will have you do. Where's that him? Down. That's him down.
Target down, Chris. Now find that nitrogen.
Don't have to remind me.
Hello.
Is this really gonna work?
Hurry, Chris.
Here goes nothing.
Just open ass
I did it.
Take it off.
milk jug of liquid nitrogen. Very cool.
Shit!
Throw. Cool.
You all right, Chris?
Yeah, I'm
Probably used more ramrods than I was supposed to.
okay, Lucas.
Oh, porta potties. I never noticed that before. Is there anything else in here? I also remember that there's a
Chris, we're
clown
showing
door
located behind the shield machine.
Lucas?
med injector.
It's possible. See if you can get in there to check it out.
Yeah.
Got it.
There's a clown door in the second zone, so let's go back there and check it out. I presume this loops back around. In very classic smart video game design. Yeah, I was wondering for a second if that was a puzzle boss. I was just playing Resident Evil 6 with a good friend of mine, which is not a good game. I don't recommend it really, and that's why I'm not even recording it, because I don't think it's really worth seeing. Like if people really want to watch it, I could do another playthrough of it on my own. I would probably also like set it to easy though, or like maybe even turn cheats on or something. I don't know. Okay, back into the main room we go. I realized also I should put away this. I don't need this. I don't need. I have a lot of health, a lot of med injectors, and I might as well put the coin in here. Yeah, Resident Evil 6. 5 had them too. You could argue 4 kind of had puzzle bosses, but there were some really bad ones in 5, and 6 has them as well. The worst one in 5, for anyone who hasn't played Resident Evil 5, there's this... I think this is the way we got the clown key. Yes. Let's go to here. Resident Evil 5 has this fight against Wesker. That's an absurdly complicated thing where you have to like... He has super speed, so he can come and get you really easily. If he knows where you are. So you have to like go around taking lights out. Stabilizer, thank you. Ammo. Ammo. Okay, well that wasn't super worth it, but whatever. You have to take out lights to get him so that he can't see you. And then it's like one of your teammates has to distract him while the other fires a rocket launcher at him, because he'll dodge the rocket if you fire it at him when his attention is on you. So you have to distract him, have the other person fire a rocket. When the other person fires a rocket, he will catch it. So you aren't even doing damage to him that way. After he catches the rocket, you have to shoot the rocket in his hands with a gun. Like you pull out a gun and you shoot the rocket in his hands, which will stun him long enough that you can sprint up to him as close as you can and then get a QuickTime event prompt to attempt to inject him with this serum to like take away his powers or something like that. And you have to do that to him multiple times. And it's like a ridiculously complicated sequence. Like speedrunners can do it pretty quick now, but it's like when you're playing the game, it is not at all clear, I don't think, that this is what you're supposed to do. At least in my opinion, it's not clear. I might take a little break. I'm going to still edit this together into one video, but I might take a break for a second just to get some water. But yeah, puzzle bosses are an issue, and we'll talk about Resident Evil 6's puzzle bosses in just a moment. So I'll just save again real quick. Cool. And I'll see you all in just a moment. There'll be a little cut, so just a sec.
Chris, we're showing a room located behind the shield machine.
Lucas?
It's possible. See if you can get in there to check it out.
Got it.
Alright, everyone. Welcome back. My break that I thought was probably only going to be like 20 minutes ended up being more like 2 days. But let's get back into it. Yeah, I've been feeling off lately. I don't know what's up precisely. Guess there were only 3 doors. For whatever reason, I thought there were 4. So we don't have another clown door to check. I think I could technically go back through some of these zones to like check for items, but I'm not feeling like that's super necessary. Stabilizer. Might as well take that. No, I want to take it, not F. Okay, so hopefully my aim isn't going to be off considering we just took like a 2-day break. I should also click. Okay. These huge mining machines do have a number of associations for me, among other things. Whenever I see one of these, I always think about Total Recall more than anything, which isn't a horror movie, but there's this scene at the end where Arnold Schwarzenegger is not exactly battling one, but one is going straight at him. There's actually one also in Resident Evil 4 and in Resident Evil 6. Maybe there's even more than that, but I certainly remember 4. And in 4, it's like a... it's not explicitly a mining tool. More ramrods, that's good. Med injectors. Yeah, we're being given plenty of items. In 4, it's more like a vehicle that's being used as a trap that Leon gets sort of chased down a hall with. In 6, it's explicitly a mining tool. I think it's in the
Still with us, I see. Very impressive, my friend. Very impressive. Let's just see how impressive you really are.
It's in the Jake and Sherry campaign. Ow. Ow. Rude. Oh. Well, that's a problem. So you need ramrod. Oh, and you need reload. Oops. There we go. In 6, I think it's in the Sherry Birkin campaign. Oh, you're still alive. You just have no limbs. Poor guy. Kind of a boxing Helena situation we got over here. That's a horror movie that no one has seen.
What do you say?
Ow. Where are you? Ow. Oh. Boxing Helena is this very weird feminist fairy tale horror movie, I guess you could call it. It was directed actually by David Lynch's daughter. She was really pretty young when she directed it. It wasn't necessarily a very good movie, and it was like kind of reviled at its time of release. but it involves a surgeon who kidnaps a woman.
Almost had you that time.
Might as well.
Just how much more of this do you think you can take?
Ow. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to do this. Ow. A surgeon kidnaps a woman and surgically removes all of her limbs. And it becomes this, like, weird, sort of disturbing codependence. Where, like, he's doing it to control her, but, she actually kind of, like, in her own way, psychologically tortures him.
Okay, no more, all right? I don't have anything left.
You won't get any sympathy from me, asshole.
I know. I've done terrible things. Horrible things. I killed your man. I tortured them. And I enjoyed every second, soldier boy. Just like I'm going to enjoy watching you burn.
Commencing countdown to detonation.
You hear that? Sounds like time's running out for you. Tick-tock, Christopher. Tick-tock.
You're gonna kill me, just kill me.
9.
For the love of God, shut the fuck up!
Oh, I wish I could stay and watch you burn to death. But I can't.
8.
I have an elsewhere to be. Bye-bye.
Genuinely hard for me to tell where I'm supposed to be. That lighting issue again. Uh...
5.
Don't wanna die here.
If I die to this, everyone, I'm sorry, but it's really hard to see on my screen where I'm supposed to be. Like my screen is illegible right now. Floor grate? No. Floor grates.
1.
Am I about to die?
0.
Yep. Sorry about that, everybody. My screen is really hard to read. Was that supposed to happen? No, I don't think so. No, I just died. Okay. Finishing up the boxing hell on a point. Yeah, David Lynch's daughter, when she was like 20 or something, got the option to make this movie. And yeah, it's this like screwed up thriller that's like a much more disturbing vision of like, think of like the movie Misery, maybe combined with like,
Okay, no more, all right?
with like Catherine Breillat directed Misery, something like that. That's another weird, obscure reference that nobody will get, I'm sure. But
Horrible things. I killed your man. I tortured them. And I enjoyed every second, soldier boy. Just like I'm going to enjoy watching you burn.
okay, where do I go?
Detonation.
You hear that?
Can I go?
Sounds like time's running out for you. Tick-tock, Christopher.
Okay, so we checked. This is the middle one.
You're gonna kill me, just kill me. For the love of God, shut the fuck up!
Oh, I wish I could stay and watch you burn. to
Far
death,
end.
But I can't. I have an elsewhere to be. Bye.
Can't get through there. I don't want to have to do this 3 times. Last one? Yep.
Just a little more.
I wonder if it's just like the third one. Maybe like it doesn't matter what order you check them in, and it's always whatever the third one is. Maybe that's what you.
Shit.
But yeah, Boxing Helena was it was very poorly reviewed, and it was largely kind of critics really were negative about it at the time. Wow, my screen is not legible. Even worse than before. We're okay. Critics really disliked the film, and it was like heavily criticized.
Chris, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
We managed to intercept an email Lucas just sent out. Listen to this. Umbrella and Redfield have been taken care of. Dealing with them cost me some time. Cost them a lot more. But I can still get that data to you, but we're quits after that.
He thinks I'm dead. This might be our chance. Who'd he send it to?
We're still decrypting that. Just get Lucas.
Keep me posted.
Still don't have a lockpick, so that's not useful. Is this something I can use? No? But I don't know. The woman, David Lynch's daughter, whose name I'm sorry, I forget. She's kind of distanced herself from it, but as I understand it, the film has actually developed, maybe not a cult following per se, but there has been a little bit of a reevaluation of it as said as this like kind of weird feminist fairy tale that it's like it's in many regards a kind of like disgusting and deplorable film. Like it is kind of pushing into the territory of torture porn. Way ahead of schedule for the trend. Like that film came out like in the 90s. But I don't know. Some people kind of have come to feel as though it actually is maybe doing more than people gave it in credit for initially. Locked. Okay. So we're now in a clean hallway setting that looks a whole lot like a nest from Resident Evil 2, which is people criticized also showed up in the end of the Resident Evil 3 remake. And 12 minutes after dose, cell calcification. More labs, more molded. Some archival boxes, got some weapons development programs, very smudged text. A thing about Evelyn. Archival boxes, tubs, cleaning solutions. It's a more accurate than usual representation of a lab as far as I understand it. This is a nice detail too. I remember looking up and drawing one of these for the webcomic I was working on. For like handling materials in controlled environments. I had one where this tech CEO like sticks his hand in one of these to show off this like special material. So we got a picture of WM-002. So white mold, presumably. Let's get the ramrods back in the gun. And I can't interact with that. I can't read. It looks like under some circumstances that might be legible text, but not right now. Not with how my screen is doing. Oh, more ramrods, thank you. Can I execute these things? Not to be cruel, but they are evil and bad. WM-001A. So white mold, the little face huggers or head crabs, depending on who you're talking to. White mold 001. It's the big guy we fought. Can I get in here? Decontamination room, presumably. And test room. They do have a weird simian kind of vibe to him. There's something about the big belly and the long skinny arms that does remind me a little bit of orangutans. You're not slick. Tough guy. So we got the dolls again. So I wonder if they're testing to see if the molded are responsive to these images based on Mia and Evelyn. We got a wheelchair just like grown Evelyn had. Got an image of Mia and Evelyn together as a pair. Some bad stuff went on in here. Some researchers got really screwed up. The plan of having the white walls also not great. I feel like the connections should know, like at this stage, med injector, cool. At this stage, I feel like the connections should probably be aware of the fact that, I don't know, maybe you should have like red room decor, because this place is going to look grody real fast. So we see some bloody handprints too, so presumably a person got killed, and as they were trying to get to the window to like beg for help or something, they got eaten. Or I think that they, you know, I guess it hasn't been like absolutely established. I presume the molded do eat. Like, I think that both thematically and even in like canon, the idea that they're basically transformed into these consumers, like they are mouths basically. They were compared to sharks, which are just like muscle engines pushing a mouth forward basically, and I think that's kind of what the molded are also. I think the idea is that they're consuming, or they're meant to consume biomass for like the collective or something. Once again, you're not slick. The game wouldn't put a hole on you with a head on a table if you weren't gonna do that. June 11th, 2017. I'm sick of this guy, Lucas. They just gave him my job as lead researcher. Who do they think I am? Why do I, a Stanford graduate with a master's in microbiology, have to work under this lunatic? All he does is mess around with the test subjects, making them all fight each other and doing unnecessary autopsies. He's sick. He knows nothing about the E-Series mutamycete's potential. I'm going to report his behavior at the next meeting with HQ. Get some kind of nerd, it sounds like. Some kind of student council hall monitor type, like me. Gonna complain to HR that Lucas is torturing people to death, I guess. Well, I guess he did say autopsy, not biopsy, so he's not cutting open living people. I guess that's a pro. And good ammo, thank you. One is going to drop out of the vents, I bet. But yeah, when I saw the molded with no arms and no legs, that certainly reminded me of Boxing Helena, which is a disturbing film. Hello, Lucas. One of my, like, I'm not a huge hard rock person. Like, I kind of prefer stuff that's either lighter than that or heavier than that. Like, I'd rather listen to softer rock or heavier metal. But one of my favorite hard rock songs, there's a Misfits song called Helena that was inspired by Boxing Helena. It's probably my favorite Misfits song, and one of my favorite hard rock songs in general. Well, it forces me to put my gun away, so I literally can't just shoot him through the window. But we gotta get power back on, this seems to indicate. It's gotta be a trap, right? Vent. got to be some kind of trap where I flip this power and it's actually to a bomb or something. He's very Looney Tunes in his own disturbing sense.
Oh, Jesus, what the hell?
Oh, maybe not. Oh. That was such a good reaction. So we got more fake weird body parts. Let's see what his computer says. Sent Thursday, July 20th, 2017, 10:22 a.m. Things got a little out of hand, but I took care of it. Sending the e-data now. It shouldn't take too long. After it goes through, I'm out of it. I think he's such a well-acted character. I really do. Oh, lockpick. I could run back and do the thing with it. Do I want to? Because this is... Yeah. So that's the original door. So let's use the lockpick real quick. I think that's right up here. Is it? No. Where is... Oh, okay, so it's further back. Past the one gun. So that's what it's trying to trick you up with. There's a gun in this hallway, I think. Do I have to go past it? I do. Is it on now? Yes. I just wasted ammo. There we go. Oh, more ramrods, which I probably don't need. Because we're... Well, actually, I don't know. We're getting close to the end here. We might have to face some molded. I'm not totally sure. But I think for the most part, we're kind of coasting to the end. Buyer for E-data. Got one. Got set up for transmission. I do really like Chris's shut the fuck up also. I think that's just a really funny character moment. In general, it's something that I feel like the Resident Evil series kind of like goes back and forth on. I killed off all the Connections researchers. They were poking around where they weren't supposed to when I wasn't looking, but I knew exactly what they were up to. Probably didn't like having to report to me. So I threw them in a cage with some molded. They shit their pants and begged for their lives. I'm just worried I won't be able to hold back from laughing when I make the report that they met with an unfortunate accident. Probably a good time now to cut ties with the Connections. I'm the only one who can really make good use of Eveline's mold. It's a thing that the Resident Evil series goes back and forth with, of like how self-aware are the characters, or like in what moments do they choose to kind of like push against the fourth wall a little bit, or just like are they embracing the world that they're in, or are they kind of like rejecting the silliness of it? And that's like a moment clearly of Chris kind of being bored with it or something.
We know you're funneling info to someone.
That's none of your goddamn business, Chris. A lot of people out there want to know about our little AV. A lot of people.
Your friends, the Connections, know about this? They don't strike me as the forgiving type.
That's my business. You let me worry about that. You're about to have your hands full.
God, where'd you come from? I was like in the corner.
I can't. I don't. No. I don't believe it.
Believe it. It's over.
No. No way.
Just shut up and accept it, Lucas.
Love that, wouldn't you? Oh boy.
So this is what it feels like.
We've got a situation down here.
Infection is at critical mass.
Tell me something I don't know.
Oh, I've got something for you. You're fucking squirrel.
You're going to need to proceed with caution. Extreme caution.
Oh, well, that's different. Like it haven't been since we got here.
Slightly awkward transition. Maybe felt a little incomplete there.
You had to come in here and mess things up, didn't you?
Let's see now. Ow. Get up, Chris. Time to kill a boss. Weak point exposed. Time to do lots of damage. Where'd you go? Oh. Hello. Is that phase 2 already? Cool. Oh, and now it's hard to see.
The air contamination is going off the charts. Kill that thing before your air tank gives out.
Where'd he go?
Oxygen supply station ready for service. Oxygen depleted. Please wait until reserves are refilled.
Looks like he's getting low. Oh. Ow. Ow. Air clear. Is he dead now? Just to heal up just in case. Okay, so this is one of the bummers with this DLC.
Game over.
As said, I really like Lucas as a character. I think that he's like a really compelling villain, and I think that the fact that they left his plot thread dangling was kind of compelling.
How do I stop it?
It was a good end to Resident Evil 7.
Shut down the server. There may be some transformer relays you can. Okay, that worked. Gonna be some pissed computer techs up here, but
From your river. What's the sit rep?
the facility is clear. Even the newer breeds have been neutralized.
Then I'm out of here.
Yeah, so that's kind of the bummer. I like Lucas a lot because
Perimeter wall is up and operational.
he's so incredibly uncool. He's not cool. He's not sexy. He's not like badass. He's kind of a loser. And a creep.
These last victims.
Hopefully.
Chris, there's a call for you. You need to take it back at the camp.
All right. I'm on my way.
So, I don't know. I was kind of hoping that he maybe could have just... I think it could have been cool if he just was a villain moving forward, or like they could have kept him around for 8, even if they killed him off in 8. I think like as a means of bridging. Oh, once again we missed one file. That's kind of a bummer. I'm not going to replay it in any case. I think it's kind of a bummer because they could have used him as the bridge between games. Like they could have done something where like him showing up in Romania or wherever 8 is could be like what prompts the events of Resident Evil 8 to continue or something. There's a lot that I think, you know, he wouldn't necessarily have to be this like decades spanning villain in the way that Wesker was, but I think that they could have made him something. They could have made him into a, I don't know, that's it, just like a thread, like a kind of just something to bounce from this game into the next game, other than Ethan and Mia, who are certainly coming back, and Chris is coming back as well. That, I don't know. It's a bummer, and in general, like that was in some regards more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be, other than my vision issues, with my weird situation going on with the game being washed out. As said, it still has this issue of the enemies being really repetitious. It's like the least interesting part of the main game in many regards, and it looks like something that Resident Evil 8 is going to really look to address. The addition of the white molded kind of helps, but not dramatically. Like they actually don't come up enough for it to really matter. And just turning Lucas into a bullet sponge boss is not very interesting either. That's in most regards, I'm especially happy that I'd played that on easy. Like I do kind of wish I had played the main game on normal difficulty rather than easy difficulty, but just to get through it, I'm entirely happy to have done Not a Hero on easy, because like just having to kill like 60 more molded or something. I didn't see what my actual kill total was on the final screen, but like having to kill a bunch more molded's not actually that interesting. It's so yeah, I think it's kind of a bummer that it misses some opportunities, though I do think it was cool that they like made a DLC that was free for everybody. I think it was cool that we got a little bit more with Chris, we got a little bit more insight into Lucas, and like this idea that Evelyn as maybe this like new generation of bioweapon is implicating more like powers and more groups than we've previously known. This explains at least a little bit about what's going on with like new Umbrella, blue Umbrella, so to speak. Yeah, I don't know. It has positives and negatives. The multiple pathway thing was kind of cool. Maybe it wasn't linear though, which is something I had speculated on early on, but I actually think it probably wasn't linear at all, or non-linear at all. I think it was purely linear. So it's like they gave you this vague appearance of non-linearity because you could hypothetically go back into the rooms and there was a central hub, but I do think you have to do them in the order I did them. I don't know. Yeah, I'm still kind of mixed on it. I overall don't like what it does, and End of Zoe similarly. We'll talk about it when we get there. But yeah, I mean, like we already kind of have a spoiler on the screen that like the main character, the character you play as, is Joe Baker, who's Jack's brother. And that kind of, it's a weird thing that he didn't know anything was up with his family for like the 3 years. That is like frequently cited as a plot hole. And for the most part, I'm not going to be too hard on a lot of the plot holes in this game. Like, I know that a lot of like YouTubers and game theorists and whatnot poke holes in a lot of weird plot stuff in the main game, but I generally chalk it up to just being like some mix of like semi-unreliable narrator or something. But yeah, the idea that he had this brother who we will soon find out was like living within walking distance and didn't know anything was up just really doesn't make sense at all. But we'll get to that though. We will do this one. I've looked into what some of the other DLC are. We won't do Ethan Must Die. It is just kind of a score attack mode. Jack's 55th birthday I might do because it's just weird. But it is just a score attack mode also. And then the banned footage pack. There's an escape room one which we will do. And there's this one called Daughters, which actually will give us some of the background on Evelyn's first exposure to the family. So we'll touch on those. Just one last thing before we finish out. One of the talking points that I realized I didn't quite finish while we were playing Not a Hero is while we were in the labs. I mentioned this idea of the molded as kind of like sharks. They're like just mouths with motors behind them that propel them forward. I do have to wonder how much that is kind of like their purposeful design, that they just like consume. Because other than some cow corpses, we found the cow bodies, and maybe something can't, maybe molded can't digest cow, I don't know. Or maybe the can, I don't know. But like, we saw that list right at the beginning of the game that had a ton of people who like failed to turn, but we didn't find any of their bodies other than like one guy who was in the water in the basement of the first building we go into, and then there was also poor Clancy Javis, whose burned body we find. But I do have to wonder if the molded eat, and they are almost like the like macro organism of like the molded as this like super organism. Each individual molded is like a separate mouth who like is consuming. It's almost like a colony of ants or bees or something, where it's like they consume temporarily in order to like add biomass back for the whole. But I don't know, like the biology of the mold is like a little questionable to begin with. Like attempting to apply really, really hard science to Resident Evil is always a little bit silly. But it's kind of fun to speculate upon anyway. So anyway, thanks everyone for watching Not a Hero. Tomorrow we will probably play End of Zoe and maybe Daughters. And that will probably finish out our... and then the escape room one as well. But it'll probably close out our playthrough of Resident Evil 7. And I'm going to start editing all these videos. And I'm excited for everybody to check them out because everything is pre-recorded. So sorry if you've been commenting this whole time expecting me to see what you've been commenting. Sorry. Like the entire playthrough will be complete before I actually upload it. I might add that as a little intro coda, but I'm actually kind of sad to see this game go, so to speak. It's been really, really fun. But at the same time, it also is like really whetting my appetite for Resident Evil 8. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.